if one were to have a thought, should it be of a teacher, master, or higher being?
Well, the idea is useful. You're having thoughts all the time, and they're obstructions. Sometimes they're useful. So it depends on your state of mind and what you're supposed to do with your thinking. Right? In terms of what you have to do out here in the world, a good percentage of that functioning or activity has to be part of what you need to do. You have to think about what you need to do to get it done well, and beyond that, to get it done extremely well. Excellently well. Exceedingly well. It's not about laziness. Although you can be a genius at laziness too if you get paid for it. But it's a matter of going deeper. And then that brings in the concept of intensity. How much more intensity can you apply to your base training? You think you're applying all of it? If we got together, you find out that what you were doing is not true. I was using the word intensity. And it reacted. Now relaxing. So you can be stabilized and working. It's also part of the fact that there's only electrons going back and forth here. So we can influence machines, machines influence us. Everything is co-influential. Now, what was your last question?
Well, we were talking about the concept or the idea of what to think about if one needs to think about something. Like
well, if you think a certain way, you can shut things down.
Right.
So what you think about has a lot to do with what happens to you. Clearly, obviously, no doubt. So you have to think about what's going to enable you to produce. It's going to make life easier for you. See, how do you best negotiate or navigate through the karma that you were born into, or that is, let's say, what you want to do. So thought is important. The idea is to have no thought if you're talking about the Dharma. So thought then is a barrier, just as we just had a demonstration of it. Thought can knock something out. So we need to have the ability to relax in thoughtlessness. And that doesn't really mean that there's nothing happening. It just means there's not as much tension coming out of your noodle, your noggin. So that things that are more naturally to happen can happen more readily, more, let's say, easily, more gracefully, more functionally. So you need some relaxation, and then you need intensification. And so in terms of like the scale that you offered, in terms of a thought, you want to think of yourself in the highest way possible. Most people have their models. Right? In all the industries, in all the fields, they have a model. Einstein's model. So Jesus is another one. President Lincoln. So the names are infinite. So in terms of models that people gravitate towards in order to feel good about themselves or have a guideline for how they want to be or who they want to be when they grow up or as they move forward. For some people are already in the making of what could be called greatness for themselves, but they still need a model, and probably wisely so. And that's just to balance out the inner and the outer world, that each one of us is functioning as an inner and an outer world, an internal psychic world and a material outer world, social world, cosmic world. So the positive energy, right? Like if your model is a Dalai Lama, let's say, or the Pope, and you want to sort of create for yourself a higher standard for sure, and something that's positive, that has related to it goodness. See? So you want to be an extremely good person, so to speak. See, good person. Not absurdly good, but appropriately good to do what you need to do without getting in the way of yourself or others. Or being a complication or a problem to yourself or others. See? Keeping the flow happening, not the flow. And the grace of space as part of what you need to do. So that's why in the higher wisdom teachings they say, well, no source. I mean, it's clear, the slate. See? Right? That's assuming that there's goodness already there to allow it to come up instead of the let's say the forest of the noise, the mental noise and the suffering of human beings, human nature and politics and everything else that is useful up to a point, and then nonsense beyond that. See? If we're not giving ourselves, our inner being, which is our potential, an opportunity to make itself known and to work its magic in this dimension. We suffocate it, we snuff it out by being distracted, being preoccupied with stuff, not really allowing what it is to be known for what it can do and what it's supposed to do in this life. See? Given the opportunity to be recognized and to develop and grow and have its way, let us say. So to be good, see, kind, gracious, see, wise, all of these are good starting points. Intelligent, right? Best in your field if you can, in terms of excellence, not, hatchet-wielding competition, killadilla, right? Barbarian nonsense. No. Sweetness, kindness, strength. Olympian-like, see? Sport. Mm-hmm.